Shalom, shalom. I would like to begin the lesson by giving all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rachacha, Kodash. Double honors unto the apostles, double honors unto the elder bishops, our great millstone, who have taught me this truth through the spirit and the power of Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai. Peace and salutations to the brothers out there pushing this truth, the 100% truth out there on the highways and the byways, the Akim, as well as you few sisters out there listening and learning, the Akwath, to you also I say Shalom. It is your brother, Artisaka Bar, back with another lesson through the spirit. And I just want to come at y'all with something quick in transit and Lord willing edifying to the hopeful elect, who are scattered abroad amongst the nations. Now, I seen originally a video that the elder Apostle Tahar did in response to the elder brother Ashayar of GMS North Carolina, Salaki GMS Charlotte, and just want to do a video based on what he had said concerning the topic of a psychiatrist giving his thoughts on the women in the society and pretty much how they are in today's terms. If you all are familiar with my videos and my lessons, I go into a lot of lessons concerning women and the wickedness of women and the nature of women in the society today. So this isn't anything new that I'll be talking about in this lesson. But with that being said, I did like the points that he was making in the video, and then also the graphic as well that he had posted right here on the screen. So with that being said, man, I'm gonna go ahead and play this video and give fair use of the Copyright Act of 1976. I'm not using this for any type of monetary gain. This is for educational and edification purposes only. So YouTube, please do not strike this video down. I just want to play what this psychiatrist was saying. So,
Great millstone who taught me this truth, and shalom to the hopeful elect. This video or this lesson
believe that women are disproportionately, as a sex, disproportionately destroying this country. And I also believe that it is enabled by weak men. So I want to be very clear. I'm not attacking women. I'm attacking both sexes. But we attack men, and rightly so, all the time for excessive aggression, violence, sexual predation, as we should. But we never, ever criticize women for their errors, for their...
you know, that's a fact, man. You know, women in this society don't have to take accountability at all, which allows women to go around and run rampant and do whatever the hell they want to do, right? And have no type of shame or remorse for their actions. You know, the Bible is a book of life. You know, it's put in place in order, and it was given to our forefathers so that the people can have structure. And the people, I mean the Israelites, right? Now, of course, in the kingdom of heaven, all nations are going to be under our rulership, so they're going to be subject to these laws, statutes, and commandments, which is in turn going to bring peace upon the earth due to the righteous, due to the wicked being in rulership and pretty much deteriorating the society that we live in today, which is why you have graphics such as this that exists. You're not going to see stuff like this in the kingdom of heaven, right? Or at least you're not going to see wickedness from within the house of Israel, because we're all going to have the law, statutes, and commandments in our hearts and in our head. Now, there will be heathen nations that are going to try and go off or commit iniquity, but we're going to set them in straight, and they're going to be judged according to the law. But with Esau, Edom, and rulership, like he said, these are weak men that enable these behaviors of women, right? Just like Adam in the garden. Eve was deceived, right? The woman was in transgression first. But Adam went off by following right behind her lead, because women, number one, were never meant to lead. They're meant to follow the man's orders, which is where the society has went off. You have a lot of women out here who want to be boss bitches, who want to lead and control their man, or be in rulership positions, which in turn masculinizes, if that's even a word, or makes the woman more masculine or take on more masculine traits, and it takes away the femininity of these women.
Sex-specific flaws.
Yeah, because in this Western society today, you cannot hold a woman accountable for anything she does. And look at the end result. You see?
I believe that women are disproportionately, as a sex, disproportionately destroying this country. And I also believe that it is enabled by weak men. So I want to be very clear. I'm not attacking women. I'm attacking both sexes. But we attack men, and rightly so, all the time for excessive aggression.
And I'm gonna say this, the reason that, or the fact that men have had to stay accountable, right? And if you just look at the dating market now, me myself being a young man, 22 years old, and also like I was just telling my, the brother Hadab Yarbad not too long ago, I've seen, since I've been in the dating market for the past 7 years, the past 6 or 7 years, I've seen the nature of the women in my generation change drastically, right? To where the point where like every year these women became different and different. They became more and more rebellious. They became more and more whorish, right? They took on traits, and they've followed the ways of these women that are put in place. What you see on this graphic right here, these are the women that our people and heathen nation women look up to, right? Majority of the women in this Western world look up to these women that are on the screen right now. And, the things that they represent: whoredom, lesbianism, vanity, and feminism, right? These things have destroyed women as a whole, man. And men have gone off too, don't get me wrong, but the woman has went far off from her natural God-given responsibilities way more than the man has, right? When you look at even if you look into the accounts of the book of Ecclesiastes, the 7th chapter, the 26th verse on down, it speaks about women being a snare and a net and more bitter than death. Then you continue to read down that you can't even find a righteous woman out of 1,000. But out of 1,000 men, you can find at least one righteous man, right? So a lot of the problems that you see within dating in the dating market nowadays, it comes from the fact that women want to be rebellious. Soft, weak, moist ass niggas, moist men have put it in these women's heart, meaning mind, that it's okay to rebel against your husband. It's oppression if you're a wife that loves and honors his husband and your children. It's oppression if you serve your man. All of these other ideological bullshit that Esau Edom has pushed for generations, right? You should strive to get a degree. You should strive to be in the workforce. You should strive to do this and that. When the ways that the Lord put in place for us to serve our God-given roles were way easier, but Esau Edom made it way harder for women. And now you have a collection of women who are starting to come up and realize that they dumbass have been swindled by this damn Babylonian Kool-Aid, and realize that now they want to be housewives. Now they seeing, damn, this shit that men have to go through on a day-to-day basis, the bullshit that men have to go through, whether it's through work, whether it's through everyday life, whether it's through bills or subjection to payment, they realize, oh yeah, we should have just left this shit to the men and just stayed in a woman's place. But now it's too late, right? Because Esau Edom has pulled y'all into this doctrine to think that you can be equal to a man, which the Lord never made it that way, It's just like, I don't understand. Women get upset when you tell them that you're supposed to be in subjection to a man, but men have to be in subjection to Yahweh Shah. So at the end of the day, we have to answer to somebody too, dumbass. It's not like we just get to control women and we don't have nobody else that we have to answer to, right? We're in subjection to Yahweh Shah. He's the king of all the nations and the ruler of the earth, right? So you women, all you have to do is be in subjection to us. But they don't want to do that. So a lot of the problems that these women have in their relationships be caused by them. Now, don't get me wrong. There are men who cause issues in their relationship as well. Okay, I'm not saying that men are blameless in this case, but a lot of the things, if you just listen to what these women say, it be projection, and it be caused by them because they don't want to listen to their man. They want to be whores. They want to be outside. They want to be fast, right? You can't tell them shit. They don't need a man. They want to be independent. Okay, that shit is gonna catch up to their ass, and very soon we're gonna see who needs who more. Because at the end of the day, we both need each other. Don't get me wrong. We both need each other, right? Because how the hell are we gonna procreate? We both need each other. But very soon in Jacob's trouble, the woman is gonna be needing a man. More importantly, the woman is gonna need a man of Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushua, because those are gonna be the only true men that are gonna last in these days that we coming upon.
Violence, sexual predation, as we should, but we never ever criticize women for their errors, for their sex-specific flaws, which are largely uncontrolled, uncontained emotion, which...
A lot of these women are grown-up children, bro. They act just like a child. When they don't get their way, they throw a temper tantrum.
Explodes and leaks out into horribly destructive areas, such as the sexual mutilation and hormonal castration of young children, most of whom are girls, and most of which is led by women.
Yeah, through the woman came sin, and through her we all die. They enable that bullshit, which is why this place has to be destroyed. And first and foremost, we need salvation, because it's only going to wax worse and worse the more time we spend in this kingdom.
Yeah, so this is what happens to a society that's out of order. Okay, it's destroyed. Let me get something real quick too. This is Ecclesiastes chapter 3 verse 9, or Sirach 3 and 9, and it reads, "For the blessing of the father establishes the houses of children, but the curse of the mother rooteth out foundations."
And I can speak from personal experience that shit literally, I seen that stuff happen to my own family, man. 2 men of the Lord, 2 men of Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushua living under the same household with my mother and my sister, and that shit got uprooted.
That, so when so again, shout out to the fucking matriarchy.
Right, because these women think that they can lead and rule a household, and like I said, they don't want to be in subjection to a man. They don't want to take a man's rule. They don't want to follow and take and go under a man's wing, under his leadership, man. You know. Okay, you know, feminism. You see, the damn CIA is running fucking victory laps, man. Okay. Yeah, and you know, as the saying goes, you can tell the health, pretty much. You can tell the health of a society or a country by the way that its women act, right? Pretty much. You can tell how a society is going, or a nation, how well they're doing based on how their women are. You know, these women over here in Babylon the Great, whoredom is promoted, you know, and our women are completely gone, which is why I understand why our elder apostles tell us to stay away from these Southern Kingdom women. And sometimes Northern Kingdom women too. Y'all ain't much better at all. You know, promote whoredom, promote ratchetness, you know, all of these terrible things fit into stereotypes about our women. And then you see the other women and the other nation women and how they treat their men, and you like, that's nice. And actually these other nation women be desiring Jake men. But you know, sometimes, or most times, which is just starting to flip too, they'll go with the safest option, which is Edomite man. But that shit is starting to wax old.
Women therapists, women teachers, women surgeons, women clinical directors, women politicians, women legislators, even mothers in families are largely driving this, not men, not fathers. Of course, the fathers, they're just standing around letting it happen. So I'm not saying that they're guiltless or blameless, but I'm saying they're not stepping up. And we need strong, ethical men to stand up and to contain the excesses of what I would call toxic femininity.
Yes.
And we have...
Edomite men aren't going to be able to do that. The only men that are going to be able to do that is the elect of the house of Israel, right? Those are the only men, along with Yahushua, of course, starting with Yahushua, who's going to be able to bring righteousness into the earth, right? Those are the only men that's going to be able to do it, who's going to be able to turn this shit back to normal. But Esau Edom, being a simp cuckold, right, was to give women these positions of power, putting them in positions that they never was meant to be in, right? When even the playing field, when they know damn well it's not possible, right? Putting them in positions where they never was meant to be in, once again, right? Forcing or putting these damn, your fucking philosophies into these bitches' heads. It has completely destroyed this society, amongst other things, of course.
Lost that balance in our society, and if we don't get it back, we are gonna fall as a nation. We are already teetering, and we are very close to the precipice. So our problems today, we could say, the political divide.
Your nation is already through, Esau. Your turn is up, bruh. Your turn is up. There is no more hope for you, you know? And it goes deeper than just the fact that your women are going off and destroyed. It goes way deeper than that, you know? Just seeing an Edomite vagabond walk across the street. You don't even care about your own damn people. Looking dirty as hell. You know? These people are through, man.
I let politics is a symptom of an underlying problem.
This American society is over. All right?
Yeah.
Isaiah 19 and verse 14.
Yeah, this society is over, man. You know, you have their women who also tell on them, reveal their secrets, all that stuff, you know. Completely and utterly through, man. Just, there is no saving Babylon. I'm just going to say that right now, man. Just get that out of your heads now. There is no saving Babylon. But that's pretty much all I wanted to get on that. Lord willing, the lesson was edifying to those out there listening and watching. When they did off by giving all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushua, Ba'ashem HaKadosh. Double honors unto the apostles and the elder bishops of Great Millstone, who have taught me this truth through the spirit and the power of Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushua. And until next time, I say Shalom, Israel, Shalom. And as always, we're one day closer to the kingdom, man. Keep pushing, keep pushing, keep pushing. Shalom, Israel, Shalom.